Hello everyone and welcome to our new Top 10 series, Gaming Uncut and Uncensored. In this series we will be covering content from different games that were removed for being too sexual, religious, or adult-oriented. We will also be covering anything that was snuck or left in the games that wouldn't necessarily be safe for work. On this episode, we're going to be covering the Legend of Zelda series. If you have a game or series you would like us to cover in our next video, please comment below, as well as anything that we may have left out of this video. During our research, we found dozens of different things, so we may make a follow-up video soon. And if we use something you recommended or cover a gaming series you suggested, we will give you a shout out for bringing it to our attention. Let's begin. Breath of the Wild. Gerudo fainted in curious position. When I came across this in Breath of the Wild, my jaw dropped. You come across Pokey, the Gerudo, in an inappropriate position blocking you from entering the shrine. Nintendo could have had her just laying across the ground and blocking Link from standing on the platform, but nope. We get a busty Gerudo with her butt right in our face. She is just a bit dehydrated though, and gets better after bringing her a drink called Noble Pursuit. Majora's Mask. N64 panties covered, and 3DS has panties purposefully showing. In Majora's Mask, you can teach the Rosa sisters to dance using the Kimura mask. In return, they give you a piece of heart. The interesting thing here is that in the N64 version, their private area is almost always covered. However, in the 3DS version, they purposefully changed their clothes so that the panties would show during the cutscene. Why not just leave it the way it was, instead of purposely going out of your way to make sure their panties are shown?
Breath of the Wild, The Lonely Arrow Girl. This is a popular and well-known one from Breath of the Wild because of how obvious and not so subtle it is. When you come across the Journal of Various Worries, which is a book that different citizens write down their troubles or whatever is on their mind, some of the pages in the book are from the Lonely Arrow Girl, who says, "That new guy in town looks like he really knows how to tune a bow. I hope he comes by and knocks an arrow for me. It's been way too long." Signed, Lonely Arrow Girl. Adding on to this, once you actually speak to Rolla, which is her real name, quite fittingly, the owner of the arrow store, she gets even more heated. She tells Link, "I had you figured for one heck of an archer, and I'm head over heels for a fine slice of man that can use a bow, so how about it? Why not take out that bow and show me something special?" The thought of a young hunk drawing a bow just makes my day. I have no idea why someone would write something this personal in a public journal where everyone could read it, unless she just wanted to make absolute sure Link seen her message and paid her a visit. I mean, you can't really post on Twitter or Tinder in Hyrule, so I guess this is the second best thing.
Ocarina of Time, Poe Hunter. In Ocarina of Time, after becoming an adult, Hyrule Castletown is in ruins and full of re-dead. Only one building is now accessible in the once lively city. As you first enter Castletown, the building that was once full of pots and a lone guard is now home to the Poe Collector. He will ask you to bring him several big Poes found throughout Hyrule Field that can only be found while on horseback. When you first speak to him, he will say, "Oh, you are quite an energetic young man. You're brave and handsome, too." The Poe Collector reads Link's mind to learn his name and tells him not to be surprised and laughs. He then says, "If I looked as good as you, I could run an entirely different kind of business." This is an obvious joke that only older kids or adults would catch on to. If you read between the lines, it's obvious that this Poe Collector wishes to run his own brothel in the land ruled by Ganondorf.
Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land. Tingle has sex. This is probably not just the most awkward on this list, but probably the most awkward thing that we will ever have to talk about in any video. In the Zelda spin-off, freshly picked Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land for the Nintendo DS, which only released in Europe and Japan, the fairy Pinkle is a companion character you need to rescue from her uncle. Okay, so to begin, they animate her massive chest to always be bouncing up and down, even when she's basically standing still. Once she is saved, and you two are alone, she says, "So now it's time for me to give you a very special reward. Come on, Tingle, come this way." After Tingle approaches her, she tells him, "Close your eyes now." Tingle's balloon begins to expand. What the fuck? And thankfully blocks the action on the screen. Pinkle tells him, "This is your reward. Enjoy." Music begins to play, hearts fill the screen, and about 30 seconds of moaning begins. Yes, we even get a Kalu Limpa. As if that wasn't enough, Pinkle then gives Tingle a hologram of herself and tells him, if you feel lonely, you'll always have company. Yes, Nintendo approved this. This is an official Zelda spin-off. No wonder Nintendo of America didn't want to release it. As if kids weren't scared enough of Tingle, now they have this to haunt their dreams. Oh, and Nintendo released 3 more Tingle games, and even named an island after him in Breath of the Wild. To make this even better, the last Tingle game was named Ripened Tingle's Balloon Trip of Love. Yes, really. And to make the story even crazier, Nintendo even had another Tingle game planned. Get this, a horror-themed Tingle game planned for the Nintendo 3DS. Yeah, a Tingle horror game. As if this couldn't get any more frightening.
Link's Awakening, Naked Mermaid Thing. A side quest in Link's Awakening has you finding a lost necklace for a mermaid named Martha. Harmless, right? Well, this is the censored version. In the original Japanese version of the game, the mermaid had lost her bikini top. If you tried diving beside her, she would scream and call Link a pervert. If you return the necklace to her, she will give you a scale. In the original version, when you return her bikini top, what she says next is censored. Almost 2 decades later, fans finally found out what the censored text said. No, it wasn't anything inappropriate, just random quotes from one of the creators. Majora's Mask. Zoras are perverts and peeping toms. In Majora's Mask, you will come across a perverted Zora who is trying to spy on Lulu in her private room. When confronted, he actually admits to it and runs away. If you enter her room, when you exit, he will again be peeping through. It's an odd thing to be featured in Majora's Mask. Lesson of the day, don't be a creep.
Skyward Sword. Good at plowing. Here is one from Skyward Sword that some people think stood out for being a bit too subtle. It's not quite as in your face as the lonely arrow girl, but one of the NPCs tells Link, if I could only find someone who was good at plowing. Now in Skyward Sword, you can come across a lot of gardens where you would actually plow, and there is a single NPC in the game which you need to bring to her in order to plow her garden. Fitting along with all of the other innuendos, it's obvious this innuendo was placed by the writing staff as a joke for those who would catch it. In fact, we actually have a few videos where we talk about the development of Skyward Sword with one of our friends who just happened to have been a writer on the game. Go check that video out after this one. A link will be in the description below.
Majora's Mask. Cremia Sex Tease. In Majora's Mask, if you complete the side quest of protecting milk from the bandits, Cremia will give you a special affectionate hug. This isn't very big, but accept my thanks. She then gives Link a tight hug and his face is smothered by her chest. After a few moments, she will say, "You feel all warm and fuzzy inside." You could get used to this. Link's Awakening. Give me your juice and I'll give you mine. Never without a condom. This is honestly just one of the weirdest things in Zelda. The German translation of Link's Awakening has some controversial phrases from Cukemen. They were changed in Link's Awakening DX, but remain controversial in the original. 2 phrases are, "Give me your juice and I'll give you mine. Never without a condom." 2 more that are a bit more tamed. "Do you have any sorrows, hardships, or problems?" And "Stop the war! Give peace a chance!" Breath of the Wild. Sex in Gerudo Inn. This is one that can be interpreted in different ways. At Hotel Oasis in Gerudo Town, the Gerudo Roma offers the normal 20 rupee sleep that everyone offers. She also offers a special 80 rupee spa plan. She tells Link it will fill his energy and give him a feeling of resilience to danger. It will also make his skin bright and smooth. If you purchase the special, you can hear some moans and rough sounds. Ah. When Link returns, he has his hearts filled with 3 extra, a full stamina wheel, and the Gerudo even continues to flirt with Link by telling him how muscular he is for a Hylian. Again, while this is something that can be interpreted in different ways, it's also a callback to a similar situation in Zelda 2: Adventure of Link, where a woman will invite Link into her house and his hearts will be filled. Many fans have also interpreted this scene with something a bit too adult for kids. So I guess this is a quick bonus for you.
Hey everyone, it's me again, Elia Rose. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. And you know what? If you're a fan of videos like this, you should totally subscribe and give this video a like and comment below to let us know what type of videos you would like to see us create in the future. And if you would really like to support all of us here at the GameOverJesse channel, please consider purchasing a GameOverJesse t-shirt or becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/GameOverJesse, where you can receive many rewards, such as getting shoutouts, having any topic or theory that you select discussed on the podcast or made into its own video, having your question answered, joining on as a guest on the podcast, and playing with us during our Twitch live streams at twitch.tv/GameOverJesse, and much, much more.